Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to XCOM 2. Sorry for the long delay between episodes. Life happens, but we're back. So I don't fully remember exactly what was going on in game because it's been a month, but I don't think we'd made it terribly far, so I don't think I'm going to be missing out on too much from my lack of memory. But it looks like we are supposed to go to the bridge. Current objectives: complete the admin officer autopsy, fine, and research resistance communications. Perfectly fine.
The councilman has tracked the alien black site to this region. Unfortunately, we don't have its exact coordinates yet. If we're going to have any chance of finding this facility, we'll need to make contact with the local resistance cell nearby. Tygan has a theory about how we might reach out to them without getting the aliens' attention, but we'll need to give him time to conduct his research. We shouldn't wait too long on that, Commander. We have to start making contact with other regions soon if we're going to build a global resistance and take on Advent.
New objective added.
Okay. Research resistance communications, fly to the black site, make contact.
Looks like you won't have time for that just yet, though. Remote reconnaissance may have found something not far from our current position.
Supplies. Takes 8 days. Totally fine. Commander, after our recent success, members of the Resistance in New Arctic have brought us reports of activity that we may want to investigate.
Avenger plotting new course.
Alright, so...
Commander, while we're waiting for new missions or the completion of our research, we can pass time by scanning at sites like this one. On your order, we'll start our scans of the surrounding area.
Thanks, Central. So yeah, from what I'm now remembering, the councilman informed us that all the other members of the council from XCOM 1 had betrayed us to the aliens, but he stayed true and has stayed inside the organization to find out what he can, and he found out about some sort of avatar project and these black sites that are related to it, but we don't know where they are necessarily. Somewhere in West Asia, but we need to make contact with resistance cells in West Asia who will themselves track down where the black site is so they can tell us. Meanwhile, let's do some scanning while we wait for modular weapons and clearing the alien debris. Potentially another mission.
This research can only further our advances, Commander.
When... I can't even read. This is not going to be good. We've had the troops digging through scrap piles and looting corpses, and at this point, it's safe to assume they're on the constant vigil for anything that we could use to improve our gear. All the raw materials in the world won't mean much if we can't find a use for them, but I think this modular weapon system is a good start, having pushed our existing designs about as far as I thought possible. The integration of a few key alien components provided the much-needed stability we've been looking for. With these modifications in place, we should be able to attach larger upgrades for even more firepower. The troops will like that. El Shen makes magnetic weapons available and weapon upgrades available. So weapon upgrades. Commander, researching the Advent modular weapons has allowed us to reverse engineer their system for our own use. Any weapon upgrades found in the field can now be attached directly to our soldiers' weapons to provide tactical bonuses.
Commander, during the course of our research, we made a startling breakthrough that has led us to another potential avenue of study. However, if we are to proceed down this path, we must do so immediately, or I fear we will lose our opportunity to return to it in the future.
So this is something that was added by the War of the Chosen DLC, is these occasional technology breakthroughs where it's, as they said, something that shows up if we don't do it immediately, then it goes away. So we can't do, I think maybe, I don't know if there is technology like we had in XCOM 1 where you make autopsies instantaneous. And I don't know if that would allow them to stick around if you're doing instantaneous research. But yeah, if we do something else then that'll go away. So this will make shotguns, all shotguns, even upgraded. I don't know what the tiers are. Obviously, we've got magnetic, probably plasma, I don't remember. And that'll make all of our shotguns do 1 extra damage. Shotguns are only used by our they're not assaults in this game. By our rangers. Is it worth 5 days to make our rangers just do 1 more damage with their shotguns? I mean, 5 days isn't crazy. I think I'm fine with that. A damage boost.
Number of valuable applications stemming from this technology. I'll have a report assembled as soon as the research is complete.
Yeah, damage boost is probably
I
good.
started to wonder how the Advent administration views our current band of renegades. Do they see us as an actual threat, or more of a nuisance?
Don't know. Probably just a nuisance at the moment. We haven't done much. Although we did reacquire the commander. And that's got to count for something. Alien debris cleared. So we've got a few options. Training Center will allow soldiers to establish stronger bonds with their fellow soldiers and purchase additional tactical abilities. So is that like the officer training school? Maybe? Laboratory. Each laboratory increases the chance that a research breakthrough will occur. Ooh. Scientists can be staffed in laboratories to provide additional assistance to Dr. Tigan, further decreasing the time of all research projects. So all it's doing on its own is making breakthroughs more likely. I don't know if that's super critical. Additional power. We don't need that yet. We've got 15 power and are only using 6. Infirmary. An engineer can be staffed in the infirmary to decrease the time our soldiers need to recover from injuries. Soldiers can be staffed here to remove negative traits acquired in combat, which I don't think we've had any negative traits acquired. The Hypervital module upgrade allows temporary suspension of a soldier's health for the duration of any single combat deployment. So we could send out injured soldiers if we needed to. I hope we never get to that point. And then the Guerrilla Tactics School will unlock additional skills and benefits for our soldiers, including an increase to the number of soldiers we can take on a single mission. Okay, so that's more like the Officer Training School, where we can get upgrades to sort of our capabilities as XCOM as a whole. The training center must be some way to upgrade individual soldiers, perhaps. And then the workshop, which we can't afford. Engineers can be staffed in workshops, creating unique gremlin drones, which can be sent to staff any adjacent room or facility. So any room that benefits from having an engineer stationed in it, a gremlin drone. So if essentially you turn an engineer into 2 engineers. But it has to be, from what I remember, rooms adjacent, like directly next to, not diagonal. I like the idea of being able to unlock more options and getting more soldiers. Although in XCOM 1 there were limits of that we had to be certain ranks to unlock certain things, and that's probably the case still. We'll go for the Guerrilla Tactics School.
Facility right away, Commander. I'll send word when it's up and running.
No, don't assign them here, because I don't know.
There's room for us to expand our facilities on board the Avenger, Commander, but we'll need more engineers to clear out space for construction first.
Yeah, so you can't excavate without an engineer. So I would rather have our single engineer work on excavating. This will slowly build itself, because I don't think I'm super rushed. If I put the engineer there, I think it cuts the time in half. So it would save us 7 days to build this, but we'd make no progress on clearing anywhere else. And I'd rather clear some of these other locations, particularly getting down to the exposed power coil, because that would be a good place to build a power building. I guess we've got another one down here. Yeah. It's a different building system than XCOM 1. We're not trying to build infinite workshops or whatever.
The skirmishers are Advent. Advent is the enemy. The enemy is food.
Try not to bring that up when we meet, Volk.
You take their side after all we've seen these years.
Look, I'm not exactly having drinks with them, but they did hold up their end of the bargain. What about you?
Wait and see. Volk out.
Actually think they might show up. Commander, that was Konstantin Volokov, Volk to his friends. He and his Reapers are a big part of the reason why you're standing here today. Volk may be a little rough around the edges, but he's the real deal. Heads one of 3 resistance groups operating independently from us that we consider a legitimate threat to Advent. Together, they'd make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other. Still, we've made some unlikely progress. Volk's Reapers may have found you, but they weren't acting alone. They were tipped off by a group of Advent defectors known as the Skirmishers. No one's big on working with these guys, knowing where they came from. But you wouldn't be here without their help. Both the Reapers and the Skirmishers have agreed to suspend hostilities provided you serve as the go-between. Trust doesn't come easy between these two, so we're heading for a nice, quiet spot on neutral ground. Even so, let's not take any chances. Intel on this area is weak, and we're picking up strange chatter on comms. Not to mention we're ending a decade-long blood feud today. I'd advise our soldiers to be fully prepared before we deploy on this one, Commander. Good luck.
Although we prefer to work alone, sometimes it helps to have backup. We could use your help, Commander.
Commander, we need to work as an intermediary between 2 resistance factions, the Reapers and the Skirmishers.
Not sure how long our contacts are going to wait for us, Commander, so I'd recommend we proceed as soon as possible. All available soldiers are standing by to deploy.
We'll get a scientist as a reward, sounds good. And some intel.
Setting course for Sector 1, the Arctic.
Each faction has agreed to allow a 2-person squad to escort them to the rendezvous point. Hopefully that should be enough to keep them from killing each other. We've got a temporary ceasefire in place for the duration of the meet, but still, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be ready for anything.
Alright. So we've got... You're still tired for another day. Who are you bonded with? Matt Robinson. Okay. So probably we don't want to... Because we want to keep the bond mates together. So... Ranger and Grenadier? I suppose? Ugh. I'm just looking at these options. If I do go with the bond mates, we'd have Ranger and Grenadier for this mission. I think we have a separate mission where we're going to help the Skirmishers. And I couldn't... Assuming time doesn't pass. Time might pass, and maybe that would free him up. But otherwise, we're going to be sending a Ranger and a Grenadier in both teams. Or rookies. I don't know about that. Well, I think I'm going to go with the Ranger and Grenadier. So we'll have bond mates so they can aid each other if things get hairy. Yeah. I don't know how well this is going to work out. And I'm just kind of hope that time will move on so that the other team is ready to go. So equipment-wise, just a frag grenade. Okay, we do have a med kit. So I could send a med kit with one team. I could build a second med kit so each team could have one. I'm trying to remember if we have anything of interest, but I don't think so. We haven't upgraded any gear. And everyone's still just squatties. I guess let's just go for it. No. I'm going to build a second med kit. It's 35 supplies, which does pain me a little bit. But I don't really want to go without med kits. Yeah, we're going to go that route. So let's head out, see how this goes. Oh, nope, we are sending both teams now. There is no relaxing. So yeah, I could send the two of them as a second ranger and a second grenadier. I think this mission ends up with both teams coming together. So I'd rather not just have two rangers and two grenadiers. So let's go with the specialist and a rookie. Wouldn't be the worst thing to start getting a couple more, so we have at least two of each. Is this the mission to bring a rookie, though? Probably not. Probably not. Generally, main missions are more challenging than just random missions, and so I don't really want to send a rookie. So maybe we will send Jane Kelly. Yeah, why not? And I think you... Do you have skills related... How do I see yours? Loadout. Not loadout. Soldier abilities. I did give you medical protocol. Cool. So he can use the medkit better. And I had forgotten we have upgrades that we just unlocked. So we have a laser sight and a scope. Increase aim by 5%. Increase critical hit chance by 10%. Improving even further with proximity to target. I'll give you an aim boost, sure. Once the weapon upgrade is applied, it can be replaced but not reused. Are you sure you want to apply the scope to this weapon? Yeah, why not? And then we will give the laser sight to Jane Kelly, actually, because it increases crits, particularly with being close, and that's sort of Ranger's focus, or the assaults of this game. Alright, launch mission. Let's see how this goes.
Sky Ranger deployed.
In position for deployment.
In mission. Oh, I did not look at what the reward... Or is it the scientist for both missions?
The Reapers and Skirmishers have been at each other's throats for years, so we're keeping the exact meeting points strictly need to know. You'll split into 2 squads, rendezvous with each faction, and bring their envoy directly to the location of the meet. Officially, this city no longer exists, so we don't expect a lot in the way of Advent resistance. Still, keep your eyes peeled. It's been about 20 years since we last stepped foot in this place.
Ruins of Novgorod. Operation Lost and Abandoned. Let's go.
Proceed to the first set of coordinates. Firebrand and the second team will head to the next drop point.
Detecting increasing biological signatures in the area ahead.
I'd say we're in the right place. Stay sharp out there today, people. Just because this city was abandoned doesn't mean it's lifeless.
It amuses me in cutscenes when you have soldiers using that heavy gun like a rifle. Like, that's not how you carry it. That's what the handle on top is for.
If you are hungry, there's more where that came from. Impressive reflexes. but unnecessary.
Stand down. We're all friends here.
Like the trigger is up there above the handle.
More so than you imagine. We shall see if the same holds true for these skirmishes of yours. Your presence already disturbs them. We must move quickly. My people will take care of this camp. Come.
Uploading the coordinates to the rendezvous point now. We've plotted the most direct route there. We don't know much about the skirmisher contact you'll be meeting other than his name. Mox.
Mox? Praetor Mox? His death squads wiped out entire camps of my people in the first years of the war. You would dare do this?
Pretty sure hands are bloody on both sides of this fight. That's the whole point of this intervention.
Reapers are born in the shadows, in the cold, harsh world that was waiting for us out there. We rely on stealth and long-range attacks, and our marksmen are unmatched by even the best XCOM has to offer.
Reaper Shadow. Reapers use an advanced form of concealment called Shadow, which only has a chance to break after taking actions. Consecutive actions increase the chance of being revealed. While in Shadows, Reapers have increased mobility, and their enemies have a smaller detection radii. So yeah, in base XCOM 2, the Rangers were your main stealth units, but XCOM 2 War of the Chosen adds the Reaper faction, and they are infinitely better at it. So I guess makes sense to scout ahead with her, Elena Dragonova, Outrider. We're trying to go sort of diagonally forward. Do I want to go sort of along rooftops? Probably not, because I would possibly... No, I wouldn't necessarily have to break through the window, depending on where I went. So she could scout through the building. But she is a bit of a sniper. She has a sniper rifle, so being up top makes sense. Alright. Let's send you up top.
I'll be there soon.
Damaged and dormant all these years, these devices still emit trace elements of unstable radiation. I cannot fathom what they were like in their original function.
We were there, Doctor. You're better off having missed it. These two are working together like a well-oiled machine. As long as we keep them close to each other in the field, they'll reap various tactical benefits as their bond continues to grow.
Okay, soldier bonds. Bonded soldiers gain tactical benefits when they remain within close proximity to one another. Yes. So they have this teamwork option. Grant an additional action point to a bondmate as a single charge shared between the bondmates. Yeah, so XCOM 1 never really explained those pods that dropped down. We saw the opening cutscene where they dropped down, the green mist came out, grabbed a bunch of people, and then it was sort of unexplored from there.
Orders confirmed, on the move.
Hey look, you learned how to use your weapon. Guess, do we double move? Probably.
Heading to that location.
Normally you don't want to double move too much.
Moving out.
But we can kind of get a good view already.
No more time for regrets. We are not alone.
Those things, they still look like people.
What was human died years ago. Only the taint of the aliens survives now. Where there is one, more will follow. You must not hesitate to destroy them.
These creatures' DNA has mutated well beyond what we would classify as human. Perhaps the result of long-term exposure to the alien radiation from those pods.
Though why anyone would subject themselves to that, I cannot imagine.
When the governments fell, millions starved. Many fled to cities such as this to scavenge for food. They did not heed the warnings.
So we could use her for scouting. You'll see she's essentially concealed, but her detection radius around them is just a single square. If the others were concealed, it would be a much wider detection radius. So that's their point, is they can scout super well. But I think we're just going to need extra bullets. Now, from my memory, they don't have any ranged attacks, so it's not critical that we stay in concealment. And they have a unique thing as Lost, where if you kill one, it doesn't end your turn. You can keep firing until you miss, or until you fail to kill. So what do we have? We have you here. There were some others back here, and then you there. Let's just move you forward. I'm still going to go into cover. I don't fully trust my memory.
Rolling.
Okay, you can see a third one now. 80%, 66%, 53% is not amazing.
On my way.
What about you? 78, 74, 68. Ooh, you can see another one there that they couldn't see. Let's have... You've got a shotgun. Your aim is going to be terrible. So I'll have you start. Take your 80% shot.
Target eliminated. These creatures' true strength lies in their numbers. As you can see, they fall easily. If we are careful with our shots, we will prevail.
Yeah, so when XCOM kills a lost unit with a standard attack, that unit receives an additional action point. By carefully selecting targets, a soldier can kill several lost and still move normally. If the shot taken misses or fails to kill the lost target, the soldier will not receive an additional action. Special actions, such as grenades, do not grant actions when killing the lost. So yeah, when we're just doing our basic attacks, and we kill lost, we get another action. So they're easy to kill, but we're having to manage ammo. Do I go for the 66? I suppose so. I could Overwatch. But Overwatch is going to trigger as soon as they move, giving a penalty for distance. So it's probably smarter to just take the shot. Like, it's not going to wait on the Overwatch for them to actually get close enough to be a better shot. Okay, it's another kill.
Taken care of.
I guess take the shot at the 53. I could reload. I'll hold off. I don't need to make that shot right now because you can take this shot and we can decide from there what we want to do. All right.
Target eliminated.
So you'll be on Overwatch regardless. So then I am free to have you take the shot. It's a miss. Not terribly surprised.
Enemy is still up.
I will put you on Overwatch so that you can protect from that one when they get closer. And you... Let's have you dash forward to here.
I can get there.
Just to get some more vision. Oh, did not realize there was another one right there. That's fine. We're gonna need reloads, unfortunately. So I probably...
people have encountered these beings before. At first, they may appear mindless, but they hear quite well. In great numbers, they can be very deadly. Good copy. Moving on target.
I need you to do a reload, so first kill this one.
Hostile neutralized.
Then we'll go for a reload.
Let's rock.
Let's move you forward as well.
Heading out.
No enemies. So reload for you as well.
Ready to rock.
Dragnova, let's have you... Oh, that's the edge of the map. Where are we? We're trying to get over here. So we could go through these buildings. I guess we have to. So let's have you explore up here.
Not too far.
Okay.
An entire city of our own people left to turn into these things.
Yes. All we can offer them now is a merciful death.
We could go through the top, or we could just go through the center. But that leaves openings that enemies can come in from multiple sides. I don't know which is better. I guess let's just
on target position now.
plan on going through the center, maybe. You don't have vision. So there were definitely some lost in here. Anything from you? Okay, you do have vision now. You can only see 2. 70 and a 69. You've got a bunch of 60s. So this would be a good spot for a grenade, but they already said that they have really good hearing, so it's encouraging you not to use grenades.
Enemy down.
Oh, come on.
Get it together.
You can only see one of them from where you are. That is a shame.
Target disabled.
Probably put you into Overwatch. Do I send you down there to help with the fight? Because I definitely can. Yeah, I think so. I don't think your scouting is super critical in this particular mission. 93, 91.
No one will mourn them.
Okay. Yep, 50% chance of being revealed. She got revealed. It's not the end of the world.
One of many.
Give you a reload.
Nearly depleted myself.
And you can go into Overwatch. So we've got one person on Overwatch, just in case.
These creatures are worse even than Advent. They have no cause, no fear. They simply exist. If we do not defeat the aliens soon, we will become little more than they are. On the move.
Yeah, you just don't have the aim I need you to have. Mainly because I'm continuing to attack the aliens at too far of a range, so you're getting a weapon range penalty on every shot.
Enemy eliminated.
Do I take the 58 or do I just reload?
Try on ammo.
Because if you miss, you don't get another action. So the next turn you'll have to reload. I'm gonna go for the hope that we get the shot. Nice.
It's down.
And you can take the reload.
Back online. Guns dry.
I will save Outrider. See where
I'm on the move.
you can move. You missed. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I definitely saw that you didn't get it. Yes.
Ammo fast.
So you'll have a shot on both of them from here.
I will go.
What is your ability?
Point is close,
Shadow.
But looks like these things don't want to make it easy for you.
We will make it your pet advent in time.
Okay, so she can go back into Shadow. Probably once per mission, and then Claymore. There's a targetable environmental explosive. The Reaper is not revealed when shooting the Claymore or when it is triggered. Okay, so she can throw down her own explosive. Not good at the moment, because obviously we're trying to avoid explosives.
Remember, they are not victims. Good riddance.
And a
Do we have
reload from you.
ammunition available? Give me time to reload. We risk all this for pray tell Mox? If he is not what you say he is, I shall kill him myself.
Looking forward to this meeting already.
Move into position.
So we're not quite close enough to get people into that range even with a dash.
As you order, Commander. Reapers are always vigilant.
Let's put one person on Overwatch and then dash the other two forward so that next turn they're close enough.
That's affirmative.
Central.
Okay.
Biological signatures are grouping into a singular mass. One closing in on this position.
A swarm. We must push forward before it arrives.
Yeah, that sounds bad. Luckily, we are close enough to get out of here. Dragonov will have to dash, but that's fine.
Watch my back. Moving!
You should have a clear path through now. Second squad is already en route to Mox. Proceed to the rendezvous and await their arrival.
Oh, we'll be there.
Looks like trouble ahead. The rendezvous could be compromised. Stay focused. Get down! They have a bigger problem here. I'm guessing that's our man. Well, our contact anyway.
Crocksod. Advent. Hobbit. Roxtala. Fortin. They were sent here to hunt. To purge the Drop 10. The Lost. Our meeting point is still secure. She is free of the imposter gods. I would give anything that all my kind could say the same. Even sit down with your Reapers. Now, we must go.
Rendezvous with Outrider is further ahead. Proceed through this district as quickly as possible, but be careful. Something tells me this city still has a few more surprises to throw our way.
Surprises are the least of our worries today. It is these Reapers of yours that are of true concern.
We, the skirmishers, were created by the false gods of this world to serve and die as their puppets. We retain all that we were and more, and our prowess in battle serves us well in our cause. In close combat, none can stand opposed to us.
The skirmisher can fire their bullpup and move in any order on their turn, or they can even shoot twice on their turn if desired. The grapple adds to their versatility, allowing the skirmishers to quickly traverse the battlefield and get into advantageous positions. Yeah, so they have a gun that allows them to fire twice, or I guess firing doesn't end their turn, is probably the better way to say it. And then they have a grappling hook that they can use to pull a humanoid target to them and deliver a ripjack strike, or the grapple itself to get up onto ledges. They're pretty powerful. Again, one of the DLC added factions.
As you
I
command.
guess we'll just move forward. We don't see any enemies.
Confirmed.
I'm assuming it's just... Well, I was going to say it's just lost, so I don't need to be in cover. But it's probably not actually just lost, because we saw Advent with his opening cutscene. So one thing I dislike about the posters that we're allowed to take at the end of missions. The game puts them in these abandoned lost cities. And it makes no sense. Why would they be here? This is a abandoned city that's been abandoned for ages, and yet they have our recruitment posters that we just took. Like on a mission a couple of days ago. Like, the posters themselves are fine, but just the fact they put them in these lost cities makes zero sense to me. Alright, I think I am going to need to put people into cover. Just because it doesn't make sense not to. Because there probably is Advent here. And in that case, I probably should have moved and overwatched.
Moving there.
But since I have my people out and exposed, I'm gonna run to cover.
I'm on the move.
And we'll just hope we don't run into Advent right here. Okay, we did not. Mox could probably actually grapple. So if I chose to do that, yeah, he can get to a bunch of different places. But the chance of him getting exposed for doing so is fairly high. So let's see if we can get some better vision by some of our other people.
Heading there now. Don't remember seeing these things before.
You were not meant to. Purifiers were created with a singular purpose, to contain the Drakten, the Lost. We must eliminate this patrol quickly before others arrive.
Fine by me. Take them down.
Alright. You do not have a good position to get to. She could get up there. Then Mox needs to move. Again, I could grapple him. But he wouldn't be in cover. So it might be better just to move forward. You just shot from here. No, those are terrible chances. So let's move you forward.
I go as ordered.
54 is still not great. What if I wanted to do justice? That's 73. But it only does 4 damage. Your gun also does 3 to 4, so you're not going to kill him. You could move forward. You've got a shotgun. And I've got you in the back. What am I doing? I'm mean, I'm gonna move you forward. Might as well, but... yeah. I don't know if I necessarily want to use his justice. I believe I get information on these guys. Is that a thing this game has? No. No. XCOM 1 did. I believe these guys can... there's a chance that they'll explode on death. And so I don't necessarily want to drag him right next to me before trying to kill him. Even though it would increase our accuracy. Just feels like a bad move. I'll start with you. You have the worst aim. We'll see if you manage to hit this one. 23% crit, though. That is not bad. 13% bonus because of the laser sight that we gave her. Nice. So if you hit... you didn't. Then there's decent chance at a crit. Alright. 59. It's a little bit of damage. If you hit, it's a kill. Wasn't a hit. Both are still alive. Excellent. I was like, you can't shoot fire through a wall, can you?
Whoa! Getting a little too warm over here.
Alright, yeah, that's definitely getting exciting. Huh. She could use her sword, or she could get a good flank shot. You're behind cover here. Same thing with you. There's still the danger that you might explode. And this doesn't count as a flank. That does, because if you're against a wall, you sidestep, and from here she would not sidestep. Then she's in danger of blowing up. But given her shotgun,
good copy. Moving
which
on target.
gives her the crit bonuses and whatnot, she's the one best positioned to actually be able to take this one out. I just have to hope that she doesn't die. 100% chance to hit, 70% crit. Go for it. You did not get the crit, unfortunately. +1 ability point for flanking. It's nice. Alright. Any one of you can get a good shot there. You can't get to the one inside, so Mox, can you deal with this one? If you run through fire... well, that's not really what I'm wanting to see. I need that crit. Don't want you setting yourself on fire. You can get here, but you'll be dealing with them in full cover, which is not good. I just don't want to leave that one alive with Jane Kelly right next to them. How much health do you have, Mox? You have 5. You've got 6. Well, I guess going into fire doesn't help you. You can't get to a reasonable angle. I need you to take out this one, which means Mox has to take out this one. So he's going to have to deal with the fire. part of me vaguely believes that the grapple doesn't take an action, but part of me thinks that can't be right. That's what I seem to recall. I could also try doing justice. We saw before that it had a much higher hit chance, so I could go somewhere where I'm not on fire and try and pull them over. But if it failed, then both of them would be in a line to be set on fire. There are no good choices. I'm gonna have Mock set himself on fire. It's not a good choice. We're doing it anyway.
Move it. I will not last long.
Yep, you're burning a little bit. It's fine.
VIP. It's time to go.
Oh, dude.
You said those tanks could explode. Careful with these things. We don't need to take any unnecessary chances.
Okay, yes, they can explode. Mission has been a failure. The XCOM project is terminated, effective immediately. Wow. We can't even continue with just Mox being dead. Like, okay, we'd lose the skirmishers as an ally. Okay, cool. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, that turned out extremely poorly. I think I'm playing on a more difficult difficulty than I usually do.
Rendezvous with Outrider is further ahead. Proceed through this district as quickly as possible, but be careful. Something tells me this city still has a few more surprises to...
No, that's Outrider. So we have to... Was there an autosave? Let's try you. Right? Campaign 50. There's no way this is campaign 50, but let me look at the date. Yeah, that's today. I don't want to redo the Outrider mission. We just saw that. Where does this put me? Okay, so this puts me back here. Also, we also learned that their explosion radius is big, because we had Mox 2 squares away, and it was still not enough. So with all that in mind, how do we get out of this? I could just go with explosives. Like, as much as they don't want me using explosives on this mission. Toss a grenade. There. Should do some good damage to both of them. We'd want to get Mox out of the area. It probably would summon a bunch of Lost. But I think Lost are easier to deal with than these guys. I think that's currently my call. Let's pull Mox back, because I don't know how big that explosion's gonna be.
I go.
Let's get you away from the fire. Although I want you in cover, but also in a position where you can throw that grenade. You have a grenade. You do not have a grenade. Could you get to his spot if he wasn't there? I think so. Let's move you to here. I don't know if you'll have line of sight to them. Yes, it shows you will. So if you're needed, you will have vision. You don't have vision. It lied to me. Thank you, target preview.
Okay.
Unless I misread it, which could be the case. Alright. Something like that.
Grenade!
You weren't kidding when you said those tanks could explode. Careful with these things. We don't need to take any unnecessary chances.
The patrol has been liberated. May their lives not be lost in vain. We must push forward and complete our mission.
Works for me. Move out.
Alright, I'm thinking Overwatch seems like a reasonable choice at the moment.
Scanning.
In case there are other Advent around.
Attacking on sight.
Oh, there was no alien turn. Just skip straight back to our turn. Do I trust that means that there's no aliens? So we're trying to make our way over here. I don't trust that there's no aliens.
Moving on target location.
So we're gonna keep cover.
Rolling.
I will move.
Like, I vaguely recall this mission from when I played before, but not
Non-evade detection.
enough that I am confident moving forward.
On my way.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep Overwatch because I'm not super confident of exactly what's going to happen.
Okay. This is no patrol. It's an army.
Yes, one we do not have time to face.
Everyone, get back! Purifiers may be down, but unfortunately, that was our extraction point.
I fear that is not the worst of it. Multiple biological signatures rapidly on approach to your position.
The lost. The sounds of combat excite them. They are drawn to it.
And you just blew up a fuel truck?
There was no other choice. Find an alternate exit. We will deal with the lost. Draklar. Dashers. They are not as docile as the rest of their kind.
An apt description. It would seem the mutation has somehow accelerated these Dashers' metabolism, allowing enhanced speed and agility, with a corresponding increase in aggression.
Alright, so we can't see any of them at the moment. But we did see, like, pockets of them around. I guess, do I try and get vision on them? From what I recall, if you are at the top of a staircase or of a ladder, they can't climb that ladder. So there are ways that you can just put yourself in positions they can't get to you. This case doesn't work because you've got multiple ways up on each of those. But that is a way to cheese their AI. I remember them being over here. I don't remember where the other spawning points were. Part of me is thinking we just group our people together and cluster up.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Since we don't have a direction to be moving into, we're just holding position.
To that position.
Maybe we'll move you to here. Then all of you... Oh, I was going to say all of you go into Overwatch, but you've got vision. Alright, what do you see? You can see... Ah, these three. Are they dashers? Can we tell? Dasher, dasher, dasher. So dashers, I think, move farther. So they are a bigger threat to deal with immediately. Oh, we can see some more back there that he can't see, but it's part of the same pod, so camera angle gave us the vision. You might not kill that one because you only do 3 to 5 and they have 4 health. So go after this one. Same chance to hit, but a guaranteed kill.
Enemies down. Draining ammo fast.
I could have you take the shot. If you get the kill, you can then reload. Or I could have you reload now. So that way I know next turn you're fully reloaded. I'm going to have you attempt it. It's maybe not the smartest call, because there's a 19% chance we miss, and even on a hit, there's a chance we don't do enough damage. That's a miss.
That is not good.
That is not good, yes.
No rounds.
I guess everyone else go into Overwatch.
No trespassers.
Scanning.
And hopefully keep us safe from the dashers. If that was the 4 health one, then that is still going to be alive. Yeah, shotguns are not long-range weapons. Who knew?
I got nothing.
Oh dear. Was that a single move to get there?
The shockwave of that explosion
No.
reverberated throughout
Good.
most of the city. I would expect a significant reaction from the lost.
The only reaction I will accept from them is their deaths. Find us that exit.
So yeah, we've got some down here. We've got some right in our team, some up there, and more coming from that direction. We need to deal with all of it. You aren't going to be able to get down here close enough to actually get a good shot there. So I might have you use your ammo, taking care of the ones that are in our area. Yeah.
Taken care of.
One down.
Gonna need to reload soon.
Next one down.
Nailed him.
I think reloading doesn't end your turn.
Resupply.
And she hasn't actually used an action yet.
Back online.
So that's first action down. You missed on an 87.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Yeah, you didn't get it. All right, you have to also reload, unfortunately. So probably need to have you stay here as well.
Enemy eliminated.
Good.
Hostile neutralized.
You have 3 health, so this is still fine. Not on a miss. All right, Mox, you've got 56. I could move him closer. And are these also dashers? No, you're standard lost. Those ones probably can't actually get close enough to hurt us. These ones, I don't know. I wonder if there's any visual difference if they're dashers or not. Logically, you would think there would be. I could have you grapple somewhere. Just so you've got the ability to shoot some others. I'm not strongly opposed to that idea. Up here means that they literally can't get to him, which would be really tempting. but he wouldn't be able to shoot them from here.
Repositioning.
3-turn cooldown. Good to know. I was right, he still has his 2 actions. That does not use an action to grapple, which is kind of shocking. Alright, you are... I guess standard lost? It doesn't say your name there.
Their casualties grow. Need ammo.
Alright.
Cover me.
First action down. Only 73. We're getting to less likely, and he can't actually see this one. And another miss.
My failure is my own.
That was your failure, yes.
That whole area is hotter than we thought. Gonna need a little more time.
Understood. Holding position.
Alright. So we've got these 2 that we can see. And then the 1 more... No, 2 more back here that Mox could see. That's all I know of at the moment. You both have limited health. So I'm not terribly worried. Kelly already has her level up. So I don't need to worry about
Guns dry. Ready to go.
getting her another promotion. You actually are already a corporal. So I guess getting you a promotion also doesn't matter.
Nailed him.
Alright. Probably gonna put you on Overwatch. Mox. You can't see these ones. Do I just push you forward so you have more vision? Maybe.
Moving.
Oh dear. I was not expecting you to be standing there. I was expecting, I think, you. That's exciting. 100% there, 100% here. We'll take out the one right next to you then.
We take from the Elder stock. Weapon ammunition is low.
That's fine. Take the shot. Please. I keep clicking it and it's just busy with him talking.
I am the victim. No ammunition.
Ability point from height advantage shot. Alright.
I reload.
I guess have you go in Overwatch?
Overwatch.
Same with you? With no more Lost immediately near us?
The Lost are almost right on top of you. These Lost seem to be pretty sensitive to noise. The sounds of combat are likely to draw even more of them. Think we've got something here. Just need another minute.
You have your minute.
Okay, we didn't get to see any more Lost. So I guess we reload and hold position.
I stand ready.
Strock. Affirmative. Covering now.
Let's rock. Overwatch.
Oh, that looks like a lot of them. An unhappy number of them, in fact.
Enemy destroyed.
Target disabled.
Good kills all around. Okay.
We found a new route that should get you to the rendezvous point safely. The
Nice.
Lost are still converging on the area, so make it fast.
That will not be a problem.
It's not that far away. Alright, what do we do about all of you? I guess we move Mox forward. Cover doesn't actually matter, but that's the farthest forward he can get. Unless I can grapple somewhere useful. No, I don't think he'll have vision from there. Though it doesn't take a movement, so I could grapple there and then drop down with a movement. But I'd rather use... I was going to say I'd rather use both of his actions for shooting, but... I'm planning to move him forward anyway. So this is just a freebie to get him closer. Maybe. Alright, Jane, you have terrible aim because shotgun. So let's actually move you as far forward as I can and then see what you can do from there. Because right now, 87's not bad. I could have you take... I was going to say have you take the 2 shots here and then decide what to do, but from there I would move her forward anyway. Because I'm not going to have her do the 64% shot. And if I'm going to move her forward anyway, I might as well move her forward first to give her better aim.
Closing on target position now.
We're just banking on the fact that we can kill them all. Or enough of them that she's not going to be in danger.
Target disabled. Target down. Toss me some ammo.
91. You missed on a 91%. XCOM, what are you doing to me?
My weapon's spent.
Yeah, it is. I was planning on getting the 91% because why would I miss a 91% and then she could reload?
Good copy.
But she missed a 91%, so... I guess we'll just have the rest of you work on some of these others. You have no more vision. We have 3 more here we know about. I could reload or I could overwatch with you. Alright, Mox. Let's grapple you to here.
Utilizing hook.
Can you see from here? You can, in fact. And he gets the height advantage bonus.
We triumph.
94%. You do enough damage. Perfect.
It is dead.
Reload.
No ammo. Reload now. For the free.
I think that's all of them. Let's go with an overwatch for you. Let's do a reload for you.
It's killing time.
Okay, and we are at a new turn, and the aliens didn't have a turn, which is always a good sign. Gonna just move you forward and reload in case it does spawn more Lost.
It's killing time.
But hopefully we've reached the end of this mission. I'm just gonna dash you. You're too far behind.
Will do.
And then Mox will move you and Overwatch.
Watch order confirmed.
Okay. And I think we can all make it to... No. Did you... I think I clicked where I had clicked for Jane Kelly. So he stopped somewhere else.
A long approach.
But it was still a double move action. Get out of here.
Moving to designated position. Outrider and the first team should be waiting for you ahead. I know this wasn't the easiest stop, but I have to believe it'll still be worth it in the end.
That depends on the Reapers.
Alright, so this mission has already gone long enough, and we're about to jump into the next chunk of this mission. So I'm going to put a cut here, and this will be the end of the episode. Next time we'll pick it up from here to where the teams will come back together, and we'll see how the dialogue goes. But given it's an XCOM game, I'm guessing we're going to have a bit of a fight to deal with. See y'all then. Bye.